Some mornings, a tiny green-brown fennel seed can feel like nothing more than a kitchen leftover. Yet, a retired physician once leaned over his cup of tea and told me, "If my patients knew what one of these seeds could do under the tongue, they'd never be without it." I thought he was exaggerating, until I felt its sweet licorice warmth melt across my own mouth. Tonight, we'll explore exactly what happens when you slip a single fennel seed beneath your tongue and let nature get to work. Especially if you've crossed the wonderful milestone of 60. Let's start with the simple act itself. The skin under your tongue is thin, tender, and full of tiny blood vessels that rush straight to the rest of your body. Pharmacists take advantage of that fact with certain heart medications that dissolve in seconds and bring almost instant relief. A fennel seed is no pill, but tuck one under your tongue and you'll notice a soft burst of flavor in seconds. That taste is the seed's essential oil, and the most prominent component is a friendly compound called anethole. When anethole meets the warmth of your saliva, it slips through that delicate barrier and may begin soothing you from the inside out. The first stop is your mouth itself. Many seniors wrestle with dry mouth, denture discomfort, or the stubborn morning breath that clings after a night of shallow sleep. The moment that licorice aroma hits, your salivary glands wake up and flood your tongue with extra moisture, like a built-in rinse cycle. More saliva means fewer odor-causing bacteria, gentler movement for dentures, and a naturally alkaline environment that protects tooth enamel. Even before you swallow, you gain a fresher breath and a cleaner mouth. Now swallow or chew the seed gently, and the seed moves into your stomach. For as long as people have bothered to write down remedies, fennel has been the spice you reach for when your belly grumbles. It relaxes the smooth muscles that line your digestive tract, allowing trapped gas to glide away instead of cramping up. If you've ever felt pressure under your ribs after a hearty dinner, you know how welcome that relief can be. On top of that, each seed carries a pocket of fiber. A humble teaspoon holds more than many vegetables do in a comparable bite. Fiber bulks your stool, feeds healthy gut bacteria, and helps your colon keep a steady rhythm. A regular colon means fewer worries about surprise constipation, a complaint that often sneaks up as we age. Midway check-in. Feeling the stretch in your waistband after lunch? Take a break, pop a fennel seed, and let's see what it does by the time dessert rolls around. Back to digestion. Fennel also nudges your body to release extra digestive enzymes, turning each bite of food into energy more efficiently. Some folks swear by a mug of fennel tea before bed to settle an acidic stomach. If you lean back at night and feel that familiar burn behind your breastbone, a warm infusion brewed from crushed seeds often quiets the fire. Even if reflux is a nightly guest, the mild anti-inflammatory nature of fennel can soothe your esophagus the same way aloe cools a sunburn. But fennel doesn't stop below the belt. It's brimming with minerals, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus, that power your heart and build your bones. Potassium encourages blood vessels to relax, bringing a gentle drop in blood pressure. Calcium and magnesium team up to strengthen your skeleton and keep leg cramps at bay. For seniors worried about brittle bones or nighttime Charlie horses, those minerals are small gifts in a small package. Here's an unexpected twist. The same anethole that calms digestion also carries a whisper of plant estrogen. For women navigating post-menopausal changes, that whisper can ease hot flashes, cool night sweats, and soften the mood swings that hormonal dips sometimes bring. Clinical trials show women who take regular fennel report noticeably milder menopausal discomfort. Men, on the other hand, needn't worry about a single seed altering their balance. The effect is gentle. But if you rely on hormone-sensitive medications or have a health history tied to estrogen, chat with your doctor before making fennel a daily habit. Let's add a little drama to keep our minds sharp. Picture two roads splitting at a fork. One leads to stiff arteries and rising blood pressure. The other stays open, flexible, and clear. Fennel's natural nitrates and potassium push you closer to that open road. Over time, better circulation feeds your brain, sharpens memory, and keeps fingertips warm on chilly mornings. Speaking of the brain, scientists studying aging rats found that a fennel extract improved learning and recall tasks. While you and I aren't rodents in a maze, the takeaway is promising. Fennel's antioxidants protect nerve cells from damage. Even the aroma alone appears to calm anxious minds. Many seniors already use lavender for relaxation. Fennel offers a bright alternative on nights when worry keeps you tossing. Breathe in its sweet smell, and notice your shoulders drop a fraction without effort. You might be wondering how something so tiny can influence so many parts of the body. The answer lies in density. A fennel seed is like a cargo ship disguised as a dinghy. Inside that sliver are vitamins B6 and C, selenium, manganese, iron, and zinc. Each plays a part. Vitamin C boosts immunity. Selenium dampens inflammation. Manganese aids metabolism. Iron builds red blood cells. And zinc keeps taste buds lively and the immune army alert. Seniors often face subtle nutrient gaps from smaller appetites or medication side effects. A pinch of fennel sprinkled over oatmeal or soup slips a bouquet of micronutrients into ordinary meals. Let's not forget joints. One controlled study on older adults with knee stiffness discovered that taking a fennel supplement reduced discomfort in just 2 weeks. The spice doesn't replace proper exercise or your physician's treatment plan, but imagine combining a daily walk, a gentle stretching routine, and a warm fennel compress on tired knees. Small steps add up to smoother mornings. Pause here for a playful hook. Next time you open your spice drawer, count how many jars you haven't touched in a year. If fennel isn't on that list yet, let's make sure it earns a prime spot by the salt shaker before the weekends. If you don't have fennel seeds at home, no worries. You can find a trusted product linked for you in the description below. Back to practical use. If the under-the-tongue method appeals to you, start with a single whole seed after breakfast. Set it beneath your tongue, close your mouth, and breathe through your nose. Take 20 or 30 slow breaths. Notice the cooling sweetness. Swallow when the flavor fades, then chew once or twice and swallow again. Throughout the morning, pay attention to your breath, your stomach, and your energy. Most people feel fresher in the mouth, a little lighter around the waistline, and often more alert. Prefer a cup instead? Crush a teaspoon of seeds with the back of a spoon to unlock more oils, then steep them in hot water for 10 minutes. Sip slowly. The warmth carries those aromatic molecules straight into your bloodstream through the delicate tissues of your throat and stomach. Feeling adventurous? Lightly toast a tablespoon of seeds in a dry pan until they snap and pop. Sprinkle them over roasted vegetables. Or fold them into bread dough for a subtle licorice scent that fills the kitchen. A quick note on quantity moderation rules the day. Too many seeds at once can lead to mild nausea or heartburn in sensitive bellies. A teaspoon here and there is ample. Essential oil drops are much stronger. Reserve those for guided use under professional advice. Now let's address a common fear. Interactions. Fennel behaves well with most prescriptions, but if you take blood thinners, hormone replacements, or blood pressure medications, mention your fennel habit at your next checkup. It's always wise to keep your healthcare team informed of every supplement and spice in your routine. Take a moment to imagine your typical evening. Perhaps you finish supper, rinse the dishes, settle into a favorite chair, and reach for a program on television. Tonight, try adding one new step. While the opening credits roll, place a fennel seed under your tongue. Let it rest there as you breathe, letting its flavor mingle with the memory of dinner. See if you notice less post-meal heaviness, a cleaner taste in your mouth, or even a slight lift in mood by the first commercial break. For those managing blood sugar, fennel's fiber slows the absorption of carbohydrates, keeping glucose swings gentler over the evening. If restless legs or nighttime cramps trouble your sleep, The magnesium inside each seed may offer a subtle easing touch. You won't feel a jolt, but you may notice fewer flutters under the covers. Here's one more midway hook. If someone had told your 20-year-old self that a seed smaller than a raindrop could freshen breath, calm indigestion, and nudge blood pressure in the right direction, would you have believed it? Yet here we are, proving that humble solutions sometimes work best. Zoom out to the bigger picture. Healthy aging hinges on small, repeatable habits, gentle exercise, simple, balanced meals, good hydration, quality sleep, and mental engagement. Fennel slots neatly into that routine. It isn't a miracle cure. It's an everyday ally, like stretching your calves before walking or pouring a glass of water with each meal. Because it's inexpensive, shelf-stable, and versatile, almost anyone can give it a try. Perhaps the greatest gift Fennel offers is ritual. The deliberate pause to place a seed under the tongue encourages mindful breathing and a moment of gratitude. That pause alone lowers stress hormones, steadies the heartbeat, and primes digestion. So even before the chemistry kicks in, the act itself is medicine. Let me share a short story. A widower in his early 70s told me he started slipping a fennel seed under his tongue every evening as the sun set. At first it was simply for heartburn. 3 months later he joked that the routine saved him from evening snacking, because each lingering hint of licorice reminded him to drink water instead of reaching for cookies. Over time he lost 8 pounds without dieting, slept more soundly, and boasted that his dentist noticed fewer plaque deposits. He swears he'll keep the seeds beside his favorite chair for as long as his hands can still reach the jar. So where do you find good fennel seeds? Look for whole, uncrushed seeds in a sealed bag or jar. They should smell sweet, not dusty. A light greenish tint signals freshness. A dull gray tells you they've sat for years. Store them away from heat and light to preserve oils. For best flavor, buy small amounts every few months. If you grind seeds for cooking, use them within a week for peak potency. But for under-the-tongue use, whole seeds are perfect. They release oils slowly as they soften. Curious about combining fennel with other herbs? Pair it with ginger to boost digestion after a heavy meal. Add a cinnamon stick for warming circulation on cold evenings. Mix crushed fennel with peppermint leaves for a refreshing summer infusion that settles both breath and belly. By now we've toured the mouth, stomach, heart joints, hormones, brain, and even nightly rituals. All from a single seed. The benefits layer gently fresher breath, smoother digestion, steadier pressure, calmer nerves, stronger bones. None of these changes screams for attention in a day, but stacked week after week they build resilience that shows in glowing skin, quieter joints, and a lighter step. So, remember that every herb carries responsibility. Treat fennel as a partner, not a replacement for medical advice. Keep your doctor in the loop, listen to your body, and start small. If anything feels off, pause and reassess. Now picture tomorrow morning. You wake, stretch gently, and head for breakfast. Alongside your favorite mug, you place a tiny dish of fennel seeds. Pick one up, set it beneath your tongue, and let that sweet note greet the dawn. Breathe deeply, knowing you've begun another day with a small act of care that echoes through every system of your body. That's the simple power of fennel seeds under the tongue. Try it for a week and notice the changes. Your breath may thank you, your stomach may sigh with relief, and your heart just might beat a little easier. Stay curious, stay consistent, and see how far a seed can take